Last Friday was probably one of my best trading days so far. I took two trades on GBP USD and they both, like as you can see here in front of me, they both show perfectly how well GBP USD likes to respond to Asia highs and lows during London session. And both of these trades are, with my strategy, A+ setups. And the first trade I rated a 10 out of 10, the other one was a 9 out of 10, which I will go into a second. But I just want to dive into why I took these trades, my thoughts behind it, and why I executed on them. Well, that kind of comes back to why I took these trades. But anyways, it was a pretty good day. It made me on demo $406.20, something like that, if I calculated it right. So yeah, let's just dive straight into it, because this, man, on the first trade, okay, market opened right here because London session at my place where I'm at opens at 9 in the morning. So I was overall bearish on the higher time frame. Okay, if we go to the 1 hour, we came down. I saw this big inverse, this big unmitigated fair value gap. So I knew price was going to eventually tap into it and then come lower, because we have so many bearish, so many sell side liquidity. Like we have so much sell side liquidity. You know, price is not gonna dump all the way down here in one move. But if this is the reversal, eventually, you know, those orders needs to get filled, because there's so many stop loss orders resting below all these liquidities that didn't got like swept. So eventually, I knew price wasn't gonna go up all the way here, and I went to the 30-minute and I noticed this easy 30-minute fair value gap option to target. And then I actually noticed that pre-market price already tapped into it, which created these Asia highs. But something just told me like, okay, we're either gonna get, okay, and I was trying to think ahead, like create scenarios. We're either gonna get the sweep, you know, so price is gonna retrace and sweep and then eventually come down, or the sweep already happened because we had these 50 minutes liquidity. We swept this 50-minute liquidity, like this 50-minute high. So I was like, okay, we probably already got a pre-market liquidity sweep. So I noticed this 5-minute fair value gap getting created. So I was like, okay, what I want to see is I want to get a 5-minute retrace into it, like into the 5-minute fair value gap, and it happened perfectly. Like the candle didn't even close. The candle didn't even go 1 pip above the fair value gap. Eventually, once it came down, it created this beautiful 3 and 5-minute inverse fair value gap. So now it hit a liquidity sweep in a higher time frame fair value gap, which created a retracement into a 5-minute fair value gap, and it created a 3 to 5-minute inverse. That is like the golden A++ setup for me. I had no reason not to enter, to go down and go with my bias, because I knew price was gonna go down. I targeted this liquidity point. I didn't go for Asia because I've seen a couple rejections lately. So I didn't want to be greedy, and I still was happy with taking a 2.78, 79 was it, if I'm correct, 79. I was more than happy with that. And this showed that, okay, price goes down to Asia low, and I instantly saw that it reacted off it. So it went back up. And I knew that these Asia highs were still resting above. But I was still bearish. I didn't want to take a long trade. There was a small period where I was like, okay, I wanted to long this shit. But then I was like, okay, this is not with my bias. And yes, maybe it is a good trade. You know, I could have entered somewhere probably if I took the time to to lock my eyes onto it. But I just wanted to stay patient, because the scenario that I had in my mind is to go back up. And let me delete all of this stuff real quick for you so you can kind of see it a bit better. All I had in mind is to price to actually go back up, sweep the Asia highs, and then come back down, which also happened. So I scaled back up and I was like, okay, what is there to target? And then I noticed that there is this 50-minute fair value gap resting right above, or you know, it's tapped a little bit inside of it, but it's resting right above the Asia high. So if you use a similar strategy, you can already guess I'm going to wait for the Asia high to get swept into the 50-minute fair value gap, get a beautiful reaction out of it, and then go short again to follow along with my bias. That's exactly what happened. Price went up, it swept Asia high, eventually in the 50-minute fair value gap, of course, it created a 3-minute inverse fair value gap with a 3-minute retracement into the fair value gap that actually aligns with the inverse fair value gap. And then I entered. Now, the reason why this one was a 9 out of 10 is that because I kind of started to get nervous. I started to actually kind of hesitate on whether I should take this trade or not. The only reason why is because I took a winning trade before this one. By then, I kind of was like, bro, you have an A+ setup. Don't overthink it, it just entered. And I think I entered off this candle right here, like my entry was somewhere here of these candles. I walked away because I had to do something. I came back and price was down here. And then I was like, holy shit, damn, that's nice. I'm glad I entered. I'm glad I didn't listen to my fears. I'm glad I just pushed through them and price just went down and down and down and down. And now it's the weekends from the moment that I'm filming this. So 2 beautiful A+ setups. Like if I go back a little bit, how much is it gonna be? Oh no. Like 2 beautiful A+ setups, okay? 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 because of the hesitation. I'm really happy with this. I stayed patient, I waited for my confluence to get hit, and both of them exactly did what I was looking for. Yes, I could have gotten a way bigger risk to reward, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to let it affect my psychology, since that is a really important point. And one thing that I forgot to mention in this trade is that the first time that it swept it, it didn't give me what I needed, but then the retrace, and then it eventually gave me my confluences. Sorry, I forgot to mention that real quick. But yeah, really happy with those trades. I don't have much to say about it, unless beautiful trades. It made me the 406 euros or dollars on demo. And right now I'm aware that yes, this gives me a lot of confidence, but I also kind of got to take a step back mentally. Like, okay, it's a good thing that we had the weekends, because maybe if it was a trading day today, maybe I would have entered a trade with a lot of confidence. So now I kind of have the time to reflect on it, which I will take the time for it. But after this video, I will go to the gym. So, you know, because I didn't go in the morning actually, but I really do feel that lately my psychology is getting better. This has been a pretty interesting week in terms of psychology for me, but overall it's getting okay. I just had to become a little bit more aware of the mistakes that I make, and also spot them on the moment there where I repeat making them again and again and again. Because to be honest, I have a strategy that works. All I need to do is trade up my bias and sit my ass down until an A+ or a really good A setup appears, and just enter. And if you do that, it can do 2 things. One, price can, you know, hit take profit, congrats, hooray, or it can stop you out. So you kind of gotta look at it from, okay, is it really that you had a shitty entry and the strat and the confluences and what you were looking for, your analysis, your edge was just shit? Or was everything good and price just decided to just do something else instead? Because sometimes you can be very, very, very bearish on the day, and then all of a sudden price decides to go up. Or the other way around. You think you're gonna go up, and then price just dumps down, you know, and hits the floor. And that's possible. That's just part of the game. At least that's what I'm trying to understand, that it's part of the game. Community is doing great as well. Like, there's a lot of progress in the community as well. So if you're looking to join a school community with multiple like-minded traders, check the link down below. It's free to join. And it will be great to connect as well, because I host one call every single Sunday where we go through our last week performance. We talk about life, we talk about our dreams, our goals and everything. It's really, really cool. It's pretty cool. We keep each other really accountable. So yeah, join the community. I'll see you there, and thank you for watching.